What's up and good evening, guys. Welcome back to another video. We are jumping back on the scam truck build today, and we're gonna take you over to that engine bay in a second, show you Dedek's fine, fantastic work that he did. But first, we gotta address something. To all of you mechanics out there, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just the two mechanics in my life, but I don't understand what ties mechanics to video games. Dedek's over here. Dedek, what game is going on in the background?
Oh, that's RuneScape, man.
Oh, is that what it is?
That's RuneScape, yeah.
So Dedek's over here, he's fishing.
What looks worse than it normally does is I don't have rune light turned on.
Yeah, okay, so we don't have rune light turned on, but Dedek's got some. I show up, he's working on the engine, but this thing's doing some fishing on its own over here.
Right now, man. No XP waste on during leads. It's only for like 55 days out of the year.
I don't know what the hell any of that means. No XP for leads.
Dog, you never heard of 92 is half of 100?
No. Oh, what the apparently I'm out of the loop of this whole gaming thing. So anyways, let's take you over to the engine bay that Dedek painted and has since buffed and sanded and polished. And look at these fenders. These fenders turned out fantastic. All of this looking good. I mean, this is more than you know, most people will do to an engine bay, that's for sure. Especially taking it down, cutting it that good, polishing it up that much.
Yeah, I only really cut and polished the wheel wells and the sides. The firewall actually sprayed really nice. Didn't even touch it. I'm just gonna leave it.
Looks good, buddy. Looks good.
I learned a lot, made some mistakes, but we definitely came back from those and, you know, got it to where it's at.
Is the antenna ball custom? Is this staying? I kind of like this move here.
What?
The antenna ball?
That stays, man. That stays.
Oh, it's for the good reception?
Yeah.
So Dedek is over here doing last little preps. We are going to be mating the transmission to the engine, and the goal is to put that back into the truck tonight. Is that gonna happen, Dedek?
Oh, yeah.
Before midnight.
I plan on being out of here in like an hour, dog.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's do it.
Let's go.
Make this bad boy up. This time we're going in from the top, engine transmission together, because the transmission tried to slit my wrist, and that was no fun last time.
My life in 2 pieces. Yeah, no, it was funny the first time, but yeah, I ain't doing that again.
And we still have this monstrosity of a paint booth that has not gone back into its bag.
Well, because one, you got to help me with that, and then two, because you said you would, and then two, I still got to paint the core support.
All right, we've got our super, this has been rated, right? Certified and rated for Chevy small block?
Yeah.
All right. The whole reason Dedek joined the Navy was to learn to tie knots, so if these fail, we know our country has failed him, or he has failed our country, rather.
Probably that. Probably later.
All right. My favorite thing is Dedek still left some of these super sharp lines that he cut. So when we go to wrestle this thing, I'll probably slice myself again.
So just a little trick right here is I used to like sit here and try to like put these in, and no, don't do that no more. You got this nice engine hoist. Just use the hoist to pick up the whole thing.
Got it.
So much easier. And now you can just pop those off and not have to like try to deal with like, because these never want to come up straight off the ground, especially when you have like weird weight hanging off the back end. So you'll go to start to loosen things up and then it'll want to swing and it catches. Just lift everything up, pull that off. It makes getting this on and off so much easier.
Dude, do you want me to go check on your RuneScape, make sure we're still fishing? All right, yeah, better go make sure we're still fishing. Let's see. Let me just hit space bar.
Yeah, you just hit space or yeah.
All right. Dude, we're still going.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, we gained a total of 9,142.
Wrong ones?
Stars. Alrighty, flex plate is on. We are now ready to mate up the transmission after Dedek removes these cut freaking lines. Yep. Glad we're doing it now, not before we try to pull this thing out of the truck.
Got some line adapters. We're gonna run AN6 lines all the way to the radiator. No more hard lines.
All right, Big Papa, you want me to go up and then we just point it down at it, or you want to go down at it like that?
Yep. All right, go up. Hey, dog, do we ever go up a little bit more? Just a little more. Stop right there.
Transmission has been mated up. Dedek is using the appropriate size wrench for this job. Now, Dedek, we do have a gripe with our friends over at Harbor Freight, right?
I do.
Let's air this out now so everybody knows we're transparent and we are fair. We give unbiased opinions when it comes to Harbor Freight. What is your issue?
Specifically with Harbor Freight's tools, I know their icon for sure don't come in a 12-point option, and I hate that. I know you can probably get like either the Quinn or the Pittsburgh, but like I'm already rocking all icon. I'd kind of like to just go get the icon 12-point sockets. And they don't. Hate it, because right now, currently, my toolbox, with the exception of 1 or 2 odd and end things, is majority icon, which means I don't have 12-point sockets.
So Harbor Freight, if you're watching this, please make some icon 12-point sockets for my guy over here. I think you need a longer extension.
I do too. No, I have it out because more than likely it's not gonna be a problem for us, but sometimes it's a pain getting to the bolts. We don't have headers on, so it's not gonna be an issue. Look at where the motor mounts are, and look at where our hook point is.
And fishing and landscape.
Yep. Try to swing into the ass end out.
Firewall. Not gonna use the firewall.
Look at the firewall.
You steer it under. Take it down.
Now we have to stay up.
Stay up.
If anything, we have to go up higher.
You steer it, Doug. We're about to hit the hood right there.
All right, you can start coming down.
Coming down. Oh, dude, that's a good angle.
I'm in. Now we just get you lined up.
Pretty close.
They come down.
I think it'll drop.
Come on in.
Come back to me a little bit. That's a lineup job right there. All right, guys.
Pretty good, dude.
I was driving the lift. I don't know what Dedic. I think he was taking a nap underneath the truck.
Yeah,
I'm not exactly sure what Dedic was doing, but
No, honestly, I was just down there looking around, going, "How did he cut himself?"
he removed those parts.
Nah.
Now you can't tell. Look at that, buddy. All right, fired up.
All right, that was all just for the content. We actually got to take it back. I got to finish up a bunch of stuff.
No, yeah. There's cuts. Dedic's got the throttle body that he went ahead and gave a nice paint job to as well. Pulling a little tape off of that bad boy.
Actually taped it up. Didn't just spray it a bunch in the inside of it.
Unlike the shop that previously did work on this truck.
Spray paint's fine as long as you prep and like tape everything up properly.
Dedic, I found a problem though.
What?
We shouldn't fire this thing up yet.
Probably not.
I ain't got no radiator.
No, also I've got to prime the engine still. We're gonna prime the oil system, make sure everything's good before we get too much further, because if something's wrong with the oiling system, it's coming back out. Yeah, see, people don't realize this side of things. So like, you're a busy man, dog, and I'm not very good at filming, so like, yeah, there's a bunch of stuff you guys are probably gonna see where you're like, why didn't he just do that when the motor was out? Well, because like, then we don't get to film it going in. I gotta kind of do things when Mr. Dmaxryno is available.
I try to get Dedic to film for you guys.
I suck at it. I'm sorry. I suck. I'm
putting this on camera right now, guys. Okay? We're not exactly announcing the next project, but it has to do with this guy right here. And it relies heavily on some of my influence, and I'm gonna not do that for him if he doesn't film a lot of his stuff.
Yeah, that I will. That is different. Like another thing that definitely would have been a whole lot easier to do with the motor out is getting all like the firewall stuff back on, but then it doesn't look good for thumbnails. It doesn't look good for like photos when you got like the windshield wiper motor there and then like that fluid reservoir bottle there. It's stuff that has to go back in, but like it looks better on camera right now with just the motor.
Alrighty, y'all, well that is as far as we are getting for tonight. We got the single cab back in here. Oof, I forget I own that truck because it's over here at the shop. Well, that's a wrap for the night. We will be back, I don't know when, on the next part of this video.
What up, everybody? It's the following day. We're back in the shop. We're gonna actually kind of get this a lot further than I was expecting to. So I was just kind of poking around it. And my plan today was honestly just to prime the engine and verify oil all throughout the top end, make sure all our lifters are flowing oil good and all that. And then I kind of remembered there's an oil cooler on this thing that sends oil up into the radiator, cools it, sends it back to the engine. So what that means is we kind of have to have everything up here together to do that. We're gonna get through it. It just means we got to, you know, get more of this together and verify we're good. Kind of sucks because if something does go wrong, we've got to basically disassemble the entire truck to get, you know, the engine out. All right, well, we're at the part that kind of hurts. I'm currently getting ready to start putting everything back in the engine bay, as much as I really don't want to. I love the way it looks like this, but the truck has to go back together, it has to run. One thing I will do is I'm going to make an attempt to clean up as much of everything that I can. All of our reservoir bottles, these little air vent flapper things, I don't know. A little bit of degreaser and some SC1, and these things look pretty damn good. There's a bunch of overspray on it from when I did the outside of the vehicle. I don't know, it's kind of weird, but we're doing my best to get all that off and we're gonna make it look good. All right, now that we got our wiper motor back in, we can go ahead and get our weather stripping in. Working it, work it, girl, work it. Ooh-wee. Starting to think that weather stripping goes in after. Hey guys, weather stripping goes in after. All right, so we got our throttle body all painted up, cleaned up. We do have our AN adapters here. I just want to get this set up here and take a look because I'm worried I might not have the right fittings or the right angles to go from the 6 AN to our lines. So I just want to get this set up and get a visual, see what's going on with that. Oh, we got tons of space back there. We're going to be all right. I was worried the fittings were like pointed too far down or we're just going to be at a really weird, awkward angle. Nah, we got a lot of room back there. I feel comfortable. This thing is coming together. We are looking good. It was a lot of fun getting all the black spray paint out of this area. All right, well, I know I didn't really shoot that much, but that's it for the day. Spent a couple hours putting in some things. We got our radiator filler over there, AC stuff over there. I'm tired, guys, I'm sorry. Got our windshield wiper stuff put back together, windshield wiper motor, all that good stuff up there. We went ahead and put we actually bolted it down, went ahead and put our coil in, got some other stuff kind of touched up. And the reason, the thing I'm heading towards or I'm going towards is we got to rebuild the harness. So these trucks are kind of weird where it integrates like the chassis harness with the actual engine harness and then back into the cab I hate this thing. So not only does it attach there, but it also goes back into the cab with a bunch of other stuff to get to the ECM. That is a miserable design because you basically pull the entire harness and then feed it through that hole back into the truck. Or yeah, it's just not fun. So we're gonna actually rework that entire harness, which is currently laying over here right now on top of the inflatable paint booth. This monstrous behemoth over here. Once that gets taken care of, it can go back in the truck. Once it's back in the truck, we can go ahead and get our oil filter on down there because we got our housing reattached. We can go ahead and prime the engine with some oil, throw the starter on, some headers, and fire it up. Hopefully that'll actually be happening this weekend. Do I think it's gonna fire up this weekend? Absolutely not, if I'm being honest with myself. Am I hopeful? Absolutely. Still waiting on a couple things. Had to order some stuff to mate the transfer case back up to the transmission. And then a couple other little odd and end things here that I kind of like write down and then I'll remember later when I'm at home to order. All right, well, here's the harness. This incorporates a lot of, I guess you would say, the chassis harness, engine harness kind of in one. Key things we kind of got to take note of here is this chunk right here is the bit we probably will be working with the most, if I can get it separated. It's from here to here. This is where the majority of our engine plugs into, or the harness plugs into the engine. You can see we've got our injectors right here. We've got some starter. We've got a signal sending wire or the solenoid wire. A bunch of other stuff. So first thing is first, with anything you do, whether it's the first time or 1000th time, you always want to do your research. I have already pulled up the pinouts. So first thing I do is anytime I have a harness like this is I look up my pinouts. My pinouts at the ECM and then my pinout at each individual connector. And what that does is that allows me to go from this end or this end and count over, whether it's my A or my B, count over how many pins and do a continuity check between this pin and this connector. And what that does, two main things for me. One, it allows me to identify what I'm working with at that point. So, you know, there's like right here, you've got two connectors, both 3 pins that are basically the exact same. The only difference is the color on them. I don't know if, you know, somebody had swapped one out at one point or, you know, changed a bit of the harness and it's inside here and you can't see it. What that does is that allows me to identify, okay, what connector is what, and then I'll go ahead and put a tag on it or a little flag on it so I can identify it and I can just look back at it to see what it is instead of having to go through that whole process again. Yeah, today's goal, first things first, we're gonna lay this out, kind of spread it out, tape them down so that we can strip all of this old weather casing and sheathing off, whatever you want to call it. I see it breaking apart. We want to go ahead and get this all opened up. You want to tape your legs out and away Reason is, if you just start ripping all this stuff off, all of a sudden you're gonna have a bunch of spaghetti out on your table and you're not gonna know what goes where, what runs as what, and then you gotta lay it back on the engine, in the engine bay to try to figure out where everything goes. It's already done, so I don't wanna go ahead and disrupt that. So that's the first thing we're gonna do. All right, and there you have it. That is our harness, at least inside the engine bay wise, completely stripped and removed. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take a rag and some cleaner and we're gonna clean this whole harness down. Well, actually when I get back, I got some appointments I gotta run to, so we're gonna go ahead and do that real quick. And then when I get back, we'll go ahead and get to that. All right, well, I went ahead and fitted up the harness that we just kind of got done. We didn't really do too much. These older harnesses don't really have a lot in them. I think we cut out a total of, oh my God, cut out a total of what, 4 connectors, a knock sensor, and some other valve stuff on the top that we are no longer using. So yeah, it's really not that much. That's everything I cut out. That's it. But what it allows me to do is, it allows me to run things in a more efficient or at least visually appealing way. So I went ahead and put everything back in the way it's gonna be, and I wanted to just see where everything falls and lays. Our injection harness still fits. This is everything else up front. This includes our AC controls, alternator, all that good stuff. Back here, hopefully you guys can see, is kind of where I'm gonna have to do some adjusting. So this pink wire right here is actually what powers our distributor, or our coil, sorry, not our distributor. And it's a little bit tight coming off the harness. I kind of want the harness to sit low. You see that right there? I kind of want that to sit low so it kind of just disappears with everything down under there. I kind of want to run it across the transmission bell housing. So I'm gonna go ahead and probably end up extending that. So instead of it coming off from over here, it more comes off from the back and ties in that way. So I'll have to extend that to make that happen. Same thing with our windshield wiper motor. This harness right here kind of ties into where the coil power wire was, and it is also kind of holding our harness up. The 4 out of the 5 wires actually come from our connector over here, but there is 1 wire that comes from that side. So I'm gonna go ahead and extend that so that it comes off more over here. So when you wrap that harness around the back side, I can take it this way. So by the time you step out and you put, you know, something over that, it'll disappear, it'll look better. That is where I'm actually gonna end it for today. We'll get back to this when we get back to this, and hopefully this weekend we're firing this thing up.
Today, all right, so I've heard Dedek cry about this at the shop for months now, so
Definitely not months.
It's been months.
You over-exaggerate time so much.
It's been months.
I'd give you 2.5 weeks
of
since
crying?
I texted you saying, I'm going to get a hose reel. I'm done dealing with this hose laying on the ground.
So months. Oh, we're over here at Harbor Freight, of course. You can see right there. We're gonna go get this man taken care of. Slash, he's actually gonna take care of himself. But
December 5th.
oh, December 5th?
December 5th is what I sent to you saying.
Months. December 5th, 2023.
14.
See if this location has the oh, they do have the 13,000 watt. Right there, right there. It's a good generator right here. I'm gonna have to get me one of these.
Maybe one of these so we can
Make our own hose.
fix the hose.
All right, so we're over here at the air hose reels, and we've got the Earthquake XT. That's a $170.
Yeah.
The Merlin. It's $100. Both 3/8, both 50 foot, both 300 psi. The Central Pneumatic, $69.99. Also 3/8. This one I think is only 250 psi, but we're never gonna see that in our shop. Specification. Flip it. See what's on the back of this guy.
Should we go grab a representative
Wait a
and ask them
minute.
to explain to us?
Yeah. 1/4 inch NPT. Those are 3/8 NPT.
Okay. Oh, so this is okay.
You're
This is
gonna want some volume.
It's gonna flow better.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
We do have the 20% off coupon.
We do. We got the coupon.
All right.
We got the coupon. Might as well, right?
I love a good kink-proof collar. Yep, this is our new truck right here, guys. SEMA 2025. We got some hoses, power strip, couplings, fittings, whatever. And then Dedek's a proud new owner of a Earthquake XT. We've made it back to the shop. We are getting to put the engine hoist away once and for all on this project at least, which is good because this thing takes up a lot of space on the floor. So we'll get this up on the rack. You ready?
Whatever you do, don't look down.
Nailed it. You know, kids, if you're watching this, Christmas is coming up. Ask for a forklift. Everybody needs a forklift. I'm coming, Mijo. I've got about sales. What about me? I'm coming for you. Is there anything else you want to put up here? Because I've got more room. So now that we've gotten the stuff put away, we can get to, you can see we've got our conduit that runs, or is that EMT? So we're just gonna piggyback off of that, making its loop over the top of the shop with the air hose, and then we're gonna mount the hose reel somehow onto the lift without drilling holes in the lift. We don't wanna do that. We'll get to that when we get to that.
Open up and take a look at it.
All right, come on over, guys. We're gonna open it up and take a look at it.
Oh. How's she looking? How's she looking?
Oh, it's looking pretty pre-assembled, which is good.
Nice.
I was getting a little nervous. I saw how many.
You gotta widen it up yourself.
Dude, it's all assembled. Look at that. Good on you, Harbor Freight. Dude, it says 38 pounds. This thing feels like more than 38
That
pounds.
thing is heavy.
Jeez.
I was sweating
Curl
bullets
it.
carrying it around.
What?
Curl it.
I'm just about to grab it.
Jeez. Go back to the gym.
It was really like 75 pounds. Okay, that's why I couldn't curl it.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
What we got, dude?
So you can orientate how, like, where you pull from.
Show the
So, like,
camera,
obviously we want it pointing down because we're gonna mount it higher up. So instead of having to like try to pull it out and like it roll, you can just pull straight down.
Quick little adjustment.
There. Oh, you just pull straight out. Makes sense.
Oh, sweet. Look at that. That's easy right there. All right, well, change of plans. We decided not to go on the lift. We are going to go on this sweet ledger that was going to be for a mezzanine one day until one of y'all snitched on me. One of you. Hopefully you still watch my videos, whoever you were that works for our property management company.
They all watch you.
Apparently all of you, according to Chris, who knows everybody at the property management company. Whichever one of you snitched, Dedek's coming for you. And we're going up. I want you comfortable, mijo. I want you comfortable, okay? Dedek doesn't believe in pre-drilling with the lag bolts, 3/8 lag bolts.
Yeah, run it.
We'll see how it does. Running with the, we got the 3/8 impact.
Yep.
3/8
Not even that.
Hercules impact.
Chrome socket.
Chrome something.
What you worried about, dog?
All right.
Handled it.
All right.
No problem.
I see your belly. Oh, how's the tattoo?
All right.
That's a little dry right now because it's winter time and my legs get ashy, but you know, it's looking good.
I need the reel.
Real. Oh, here you go, Chris.
Enjoy, buddy.
Got that,
It's
dog?
a little hefty. Oh, dog, let's see you curl it.
What the?
No, she's girthy.
Pull that other washer out. She in, mijo?
Good, man.
Okay, Dedek, fired up! We forgot the end! Dedek, we forgot an end!
That's good.
Oh, that was a good test. All right, good test run.
Yeah, I want to make sure it couldn't. Dude, man.
All right, no leaks, dude, we're good. See how well she works. Pull her out here. And back in we go.
our reach looking like?
Pretty good. Back of the forklift.
Okay, okay.
Now that the hose reel is up, we can get some work done over here.
Yeah.
Dedek has brought the wire harness officially into the vehicle. Look at how clean that looks. Everything nicely wrapped, run up in here. Getting everything hooked up. I mean, we are getting closer and closer to firing this thing up by the minute. We still gotta do what, headers?
Yep, gotta do some headers, gotta get some spark plugs in. We got our break-in oil we gotta put in, we got our filter we gotta put in. Prime the system, verify we got good oil flow at the top end. Plumb up our fuel. Pop our distributor in. Take a look at our computer to figure out what wiring we got, or what tuning we got to do, because we may or may not have removed some things or changed up, which would affect how it runs, and then fire it up like that.
Fired up!
The way you count, yeah, sure.
Okay. So one of the other things that needs to happen before this truck goes back together is we need to get these valve covers nice and painted. So our plan is to do a nice black, and then we're gonna do a Chevy orange inlay on the logo, similar to, well, I guess the same as the Chevy orange on the block there. But first things first, we gotta get them prepped. So we got a little DA sander and scuffed, I should say. Get it scuffed so that the paint will adhere to it. Alrighty, valve covers are all scuffed up, prepped, ready for paint. Now coming back to the headers, which if you guys recall, were supposed to be brand new on this vehicle. And well, I mean, I'm not saying this couldn't have happened in sitting in their yard for 8 months, but those don't look brand new to me. So we're gonna weld up a little plug here. All right.
Yeah, ain't gotta be crazy, ain't gotta be pretty, but.
Does it gotta be flush?
No.
Okay. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Done. And just like that, we've got one sealed up. On to the next one. Hit it with a quick little wire wheel.
They're Summit headers, found that out. Okay. Summit. SUM-G as in Golf 9015. Did the parts list have like a... I don't remember it being Summit headers. Headers.
$263.
Probably some Summit headers, yeah.
Oh, okay. They just left them outside for 8 months before they put them on the truck?
So unfortunately, I cannot prime the engine. I did make this sick little tool right here. As you can see, oh, it started unthreading, whoops. Basically what this is I took some all thread, cut a little notch out of it, and then put a socket so it captures the rod so it doesn't like get all crazy and jump out. But unfortunately, it'll oil the bottom end of the engine, but not the top end of the engine. Top end part is actually what I want to see. And the reason for it is I did not basically replicate that section on my tool. This little part right here forces oil into the lifter oil passages. So until I have something that can make that happen, I won't be able to see any oil up on the top end. So I have an extra distributor at the house that I'm probably gonna sacrifice and build my own more proper tool. So yeah, but until then, getting some headers on, and then probably throwing valve covers on, like setting them on, and then yeah, we're call it a night there.
Alrighty, headers are on. Now we're putting the valve covers on. Obviously they are not finished. We still have to do the Chevy orange that we're gonna inlay inside of there. And then that can, the tip that was on the can, kind of spit it a little bit, a little bit. And so we're probably gonna end up giving these a nice little sand and redoing them. Something big?
Look at the inside of my arm. See that?
Yeah, dog.
Like
and the back of your head is all.
My head's been itching ever
Oh,
since
dude, you
that.
got hives on the back of your head. Let me
Oh,
see.
do I? Oh,
Yeah.
I do get those when I get an allergic reaction, so that's definitely what it is.
On the back of your head?
Never on the back of my head, but I do get hives. As a kid growing up, I used to actually be allergic to ibuprofen.
Oh.
So I didn't take it for the longest, and then in boot camp, I had some unfortunate swelling in some unfortunate places, and they sent me to...
Dog, they saw that the other day with those shorts.
They sent me...
Congratulations.
They sent me to a, what's it called? One of the people, so they made me lay out both my forearms and they gave me those pricks all the way up on both sides. And
Allergy
like,
test.
yeah, they're like, you're not allergic to anything. I'm like, I'm allergic to ibuprofen. I get like horrible hives all over my body. And they're like, no, you're not. Took ibuprofen, never had it again.
All right, well.
But clearly something got me.
Clearly something got you.
Top of my head's itching now. Oh no.
It's just definitely not all these chemicals that you're coated in right now.
No. That's one hell of a design.
All right, dude, she is looking like a race car right now.
Sorry, I'm having an allergic reaction right now. That's great. What is that? You know what I'm not excited for?
What's that, buddy?
Putting on that hideous front serpentine mount.
Yeah, this is beautiful right
It's
here.
not very good looking. And I looked up some like engine mount setups for the front, and honestly, like, we do have a budget and it doesn't really fit in the budget. Granted, I think we are, I'm over budget. It looks good and that's all that matters to me. It's gonna run right and it's gonna look good. And that's more worth it to me than, yeah, so we're good.
Are we thinking burnout within the first 5 minutes of it running?
Yeah, I'm just gonna put jacks underneath it, put it into gear, and when we first fire up, I'm just gonna, little slow motion burnout. There's an air today.
It was good with the DA. I like air on a DA.
Right?
Yep.
It is. There's some tools that like, yes, it's very convenient with a battery, the mobility of it, but something about like having the same consistent torque and like being able to meter it when you need to or want to.
Alrighty guys, so we gotta get Dedic some Benadryl, but this is about as far as we're gonna get tonight. And fingers crossed by the next video, she fires up once this all gets put together. We're gonna know very, very shortly. Stop it. You got scabies, dog. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're not subscribed already, please click the subscribe button now that you do not miss out on any future content. Don't forget to give this video a like, aka a thumbs up. Don't forget to check out workforitapparel.com because if there's anything you want in this life, you gotta be willing to work for it. You guys are the best. I'm out.
Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.